in here. Everybody. We had a problem where we had too many items in render. So like 64,000 items in a region is what it was telling me last night. And I couldn't even stay on my base. I was getting kicked out of the game. And it was crashing the game basically for me. And so we cleaned it up this morning. I guess it's been good. So I'm going to log back in here now and see what's been going on while I was at work. Oh. Yo, I just got kicked right the fuck out.
Damn.
Too many items again?
What's up, bartender?
Yep. Like right the fuck out. Is anybody around base?
A lot of us.
Yeah.
Bench level 3. Is that how bench level 3?
Try again.
We broke it.
Oh yeah.
I think it's safe to say we broke the server.
Yeah. Like 100. I think that yeah. They were trying to let that other one decay. But we'll see if I can survive this one. I'm not even gonna move. And we'll see what happens. Dude, I almost fucking pulled all my like decorations out of my base today too. Oh yeah, it's stuck on receiving data hard. Okay, I'm spawned in. Well, I'm sleeping. I'm on map. Let's try again. I'm gonna stand up. Okay, we stood up. I'm gonna try to get a hammer and pull up all my decorations upstairs. Let's see if maybe that helps. Oh yeah. Physics, MVP at Object 60. Yep. Kicked out again. Fuck. Well, sucks.
What a pain in the ass, man. What a big pain in the ass.
Yep. Oh, dude, I'm running a 5070 Ti.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your CPU though? What's your CPU have you
Yeah.
got?
I don't even know, honestly. I
You're
mean,
not
it's an
running like
i9.
16 cores.
How many cores?
You're not running a 16 core. It's probably not doing a lot.
Well, it's
I
fucking
don't mean that
16
in like
gig.
a negative way, but
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Oh, that's bullshit. And long story short, it doesn't even really matter. It's not even a fucking computer, dude. It's the fucking area I live. My base is right next to the fucking town hall. And the
rough.
town hall is right next to the hotel. I also have two of Pizza Steve's bases next to me. Mad Miller's base, Dutch's base.
sorry.
Yep. So that's probably what for me. I got on this morning, no problem. I was running around just fine. I don't know if they added more shit to the town hall or something.
What I saw.
Let me Selena in here. Let me see what she's doing.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Are y'all able to load in?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I loaded in.
Because I can't again.
Did it-
I'm getting the same thing as
Try-
last night.
Hey. Try lowering your decor settings all the way down.
Got it.
I
That's some
loaded in
people
again.
They said helped.
Yeah. I mean, I had optimized all my settings for like an hour. So it's not just arbitrary. I mean, I could guess a basement on my settings and go potato graphics, but at this point, I mean,
Oh.
I don't know, man.
That's what I'm on right now. Oh, that's partly reason why my shit's crashing right now. All my shit's potato graphics, and then my textures are full resolution. Hold on.
That's ridiculous.
My game is like putting everything shitty, and then it's forcing itself on like the textures. Oh my god. Sober, do you have any ops on the server? I'm making a prison. I'm gonna bag them in, and then
I want group leader eviscerated still.
oh no, group leader's getting it. He's gonna get bagged in. You're gonna tell him, hey, group leader, can I bag you in? Or I'm gonna tell him, and then we're gonna instantly have it ready. We're gonna.
Sober, did it work good or no?
I'm gonna go through and try. I think maybe when my computer crashed, it might have back before I got it fixed. I think it might have reset all my fucking presets
I
again.
really am
So
sorry. I don't think it's just me though. I promise.
no. I know it's not you. It's like it's also my location. I mean, I've got two of Pizza Steve's bases next to mine. I've got Mad Miller. I've got Dutch and Wolfie, and like I'm not that far from the hotel either. So I'm basically right in the middle of everything. So it's probably the worst for me.
Not only that, too, the Adobe guys just set up like all those. I think it's 6 bases down
Yeah.
the river as well.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not just blaming you. Like I know it's like there's a lot going on in the area. It's not just your base. I was just seeing if you were having issues too, or if it's just me. I'm gonna go through and double check all my settings and.
One thing I noticed when I'm looking at the hotel, I found. Sorry, I have slept. I'm not blinking, but basically, what ended up happening is I did fall through the floor once, but I saw a bunch of red lines, and I know
Yeah.
they have just a fucking rave cave with like fast moving lights. They have a
Yeah.
ton of music going on there.
Because I am getting the what am I looking at? The 64K items in render keeps popping up on mine.
My like electricity is off aside from SAM sites. Like there's end turrets, but that's it.
Yeah.
I loaded in right now by turning on everything looks like ass, but
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna leave this call. I'm gonna go watch this YouTube video again, and then I got this. Yeah, we'll see if this helps because I think that I am looking at this and some of my textures are turned up a little bit. So I'm gonna go double check and see. It's like a fucking 45-minute video though, but this dude Woodcocker has like a fantastic graphics video for all the settings and like what they do and why, and it really helped me before. So we'll see if it works again.
Look.
All right.
look.
Thanks. Hello. Okay. We are going to leave Discord. I'm going to go through and watch this video for settings. So, I suppose it's got Woodcocker on YouTube. If you want to go watch and join along, basically he goes top to bottom with all the settings. But I'm going to go through and see if this helps. Let's see.
And why so many PvP players run the game on a potato. While preparing this video, I dug deep into Rust's internal files and found over 60 interesting parameters that can't yet be changed through the in-game menu. You'll learn how to buff your character with a single console command, add more arrows to the God of Arrows, customize your item pickup menu, disable foot rendering on servers, and a whole lot more. If you're someone who just wants a ready-to-go solution, or if you simply don't have time to sit through a longer video, I've made a separate program that configures your game in a single click, using one of 3 custom-made presets. The first one prioritizes visual quality, perfect for content creators or anyone with a powerful PC who just wants to enjoy the game. The second setup focuses on gameplay. It'll make it easier to spot enemies, gather wood at night, build bases, and hide in bushes. And the third preset is all about raw performance. It dials every heavy setting down to a reasonable minimum, so even low-end PCs can deliver a stable frame rate. You'll find a link to download the tool in the video description. But if you're here to dive deep and want to spend an hour perfectly customizing the game for yourself, then listen closely. We're starting right now. We won't be adjusting the settings in the order the developers present them. For clarity, I've grouped all the options into a few key categories. First, we'll go through the settings whose optimal values don't depend on your PC's power. These don't impact performance much, but can make a big difference in how the game feels to play. All performance and graphics related options are grouped into a separate category. The cool thing here is that I've prepared detailed benchmarks for each setting, so you can clearly see how they affect your frame rate. We'll also go over sound settings separately, and I'll share some tricks to help you hear enemies more clearly. Same with the control settings. There are a lot of hidden tweaks that can help tailor the game to your preferences. I'll be sharing useful console commands throughout the video, along with some useful binds. For your convenience, I'll be using the exact setting names used in the current version of the game, and I'll show both the name and the menu tab on screen, so you won't get lost. All the info from this video is also collected in a detailed spreadsheet on my Patreon page. It includes the name of each setting, its short description, performance impact, related console commands, everything you need. If there's something you see in your settings menu that I don't cover in the video, check the spreadsheet. I'll keep updating it until this guide gets a full rework. The link to the spreadsheet is in the description. Let's start with the gameplay settings. They're the most universal and easiest to understand. And while we're at it, go ahead and like this video and share it with your teammates. That way, you'll be helping both them and me. We begin with the first tab, Gameplay. We'll skip Field of View for now, as it belongs to another category. Head bob. This setting makes your character's head sway while moving or performing actions. It makes the screen feel jittery, especially when switching weapons. It's completely unplayable. Also, make sure the setting shown on screen is set to 1 in your config. It's supposed to reduce screen shake during multiple explosions. To change any console variable in Rust, simply press F1 and type the command into the console tab. When you change a setting, the new value will appear in green text. That means it worked.
Bro, the level just started. We're already getting overrun. I gotta take these guys out. Build this crossbow tower as fast as possible. I don't even think I have a choice. Quickly. Ooh, that was close, but that should take care of things. Wait, never mind. More guys. I should have saw that coming. Anyway, we can't handle this without a second crossbow tower and maybe a wall to block the enemy's path too. That should hold us. Wait, now we have these big beefers coming? When does it end? This is Kingshot, a tower defense and base building strategy game that just came out recently and is already top 5 in strategy games.
Crosshair. Controls whether a crosshair is shown in the middle of your screen. Turn it on if your monitor doesn't. Head bob. This setting makes your character's head sway while moving or performing actions. It makes the screen feel jittery, especially when switching weapons. It's completely unplayable. Also, make sure the setting shown on screen is set to 1 in your config. It's supposed to reduce screen shake during multiple explosions. To change any console variable in Rust, simply press F1 and type the command into the console tab. When you change a setting, the new value will appear in green text. That means it worked. Crosshair. Controls whether a crosshair is shown in the middle of your screen. Turn it on if your monitor doesn't have a built-in dot. If you're new to the game, pay close attention to how the crosshair behaves when crouching, moving, and so on. Rust has a dynamic crosshair system, and watching it closely helps you understand how your accuracy is affected. Along with that, let's adjust the aim radius. This setting determines how far from the center of your screen you can interact with objects. The default value is 0.2. Here's what it looks like in-game. The minimum is 0, the max is 10. All 3 values can be useful in different situations. For example, the minimum radius can help you place foundations more precisely near a cupboard, while the max can let you reach faraway items or loot barrels and corpses more comfortably. But for regular gameplay, the default is usually the sweet spot. To combine all 3 values into a single toggle, here's a handy bind you can copy from the video description. Paste it into the console, and now when you press L, the aim radius will cycle through preset values and notify you in chat. Another useful tweak is the hold time setting. It controls how long you have to hold a key to open the radial menu. I recommend setting it to 0.1. Hit marker. Displays a hit indicator when you land a shot on a player, animal, or certain objects like barrels or targets. Definitely turn this on. There's also a hidden setting tied to hit markers that controls how they're processed. If set to 1, the client shows the marker instantly when you hit. If set to 2, there's a slight delay, but the hit marker only appears if the hit is actually confirmed server side. This way, you don't get misleading feedback if a shot misses due to bad hit registration. If you're struggling with hit reg issues, try switching to mode 2. Hurt Punch. This is a visual and audio cue when your character takes damage. I only recommend enabling it for beginners. For more experienced players, it tends to get in the way. Compass visibility. Controls whether the compass appears at the top of the screen. I recommend turning it on. It helps coordinate with teammates and find your base or body. If you place a map marker directly on your front door, you'll be able to use the compass to walk home, even in pitch darkness. Besides the standard on-off options, there are also hold and toggle modes, which let you bind compass visibility to a key like the right mouse button.
Spectrum fiber powered internet. It's the fastest internet.
FPS Counter monitors your game's performance. The settings menu shows 4 levels, but there are actually more hidden values you can access via console commands. The higher the value, the more info it displays. 1 shows FPS, 2 adds frame time, 3 includes RAM usage. The number on the left is how much memory is taken up by world objects, items, inventories, and so on. The number on the right is the total memory allocated to Rust. If the left value keeps growing during gameplay, it means memory isn't being cleared properly, which can cause performance drops. I'll explain how to deal with that later in the video. 4 adds server ping. 5 shows the number of invokes. The more invokes, the heavier the server load, and the more strain on your PC. In the main menu, invokes rarely go above 10. On an empty vanilla server, you'll see around 350. On overloaded modded servers, it can be over 1,000. To the right of that, you might also see how many skins are loaded into memory, and how many background tasks are running. If background tasks stay on screen constantly, something's gone wrong. 6 shows how much time Rust spends running scripts per frame. The higher the value, the more loaded the server. For example, on an empty map, the number is low. But if I spawn a few dozen bots nearby, the script time skyrockets, and the FPS drops. 8 displays how long each step of the frame rendering process takes. There are other monitoring tools too. For example, the F8 menu, which shows performance info, memory stats, and build info. And if you type this long command into the console, you'll also see your map's size, type, and seed directly on screen. Rich Presence. This controls whether your Steam status shows the server you're currently playing on. It can be useful if you want your friends to track your activity. But be careful. Your Steam status is the easiest way for your neighbors to track you down for an offline raid. Ideally, turn this off and set your Steam status to invisible to stay at least somewhat protected from monitoring. Bag gifting lets you decide who can gift you sleeping bags. Anyone, friends only, or no one at all. There's also a hidden console parameter that controls how fast sleeping bags get removed from the map. Show building blocked highlights the building block zone on the map with a bold line. This is really useful for quickly finding a spot for your base near rad towns. Leave this on. Show building preview displays your teammates' build previews. Can be quite useful in certain situations. I recommend setting it to always. I/O arrows toggles the display of inputs and outputs for electrical components, pipes, and hoses. Keep it enabled. You can fine-tune it through the console. 0 disables all arrows. 1 shows arrows on both placed and currently placing items. 2 and 3 show arrows only on placed items, or only on ones you're currently placing. If you want to show not just input-output, but also secondary connections, set this other parameter to 0. Show range volumes draws a sphere or hemisphere around objects like auto turrets, sprinklers, and ceiling lights. This is helpful when building farms or trap bases, but I recommend enabling it only when needed. Deployable snapping, a newer setting that lets placeable items snap to each other while building. Super useful for tightly placing furniture, especially boxes and furnaces. Turn it on. Nudity determines how nude characters are displayed. The best option, in my opinion, is to show underwear. It's the most high contrast and helps with visibility, but sometimes it can make the weapon warning armband less noticeable. Also note, if a player uses custom underwear, it will show up for everyone, no exceptions. You can change your own underwear anytime by clicking the button in your inventory. Hide signs disables all player-drawn images in the game, including paintings, banners, signs, and the egg suit, sometimes useful for spotting bush campers. With this bind, you can disable sign images temporarily while aiming. There's also this command that adjusts the undo buffer size when editing signs. Very handy for in-game artists. The higher the value, the more drawing actions you'll be able to undo. Show blood, great for beginners. When you take damage, the screen flashes red, helping you track your health more easily. For experienced players, I recommend disabling it, so you don't lose visibility at low HP. And here we are, the first two rotten settings in the game: internet audio streams and sensor recordings. These were originally meant to control boomboxes, radios, and other in-game audio players. But after licensing issues with copyrighted music, all internet streaming was disabled, which means these settings no longer do anything. Yep, you heard that right. The devs completely reworked the menu, but never bothered to remove these outdated, useless options. And trust me, we're gonna run into more of these. Limit flashing. Disables certain light flickering effects. Definitely turn this one on. It now fully disables strobe lights, which can absolutely wreck your frame rate. By the way, there's also a separate console command to disable strobes
You're watching a toothbrush play Billie Eilish. Did you know that there's a YouTube Music app where you can
specifically. Streamer mode hides server names and replaces player names with random ones. And it's not just for streamers. Every player's nickname in Rust is unique and easy to memorize. If you're playing on Asian servers and can't read the characters, or if your neighbors like to constantly change their names, this setting is worth enabling. Hide DMs in streamer mode. This one is useful exclusively for streamers, and the name pretty much explains what it does. Steam nicknames replaces in-game names with custom nicknames you've assigned to your friends in Steam. Super helpful if your teammates like changing names all the time. Just open your friend's profile, assign them a nickname, and if this setting is enabled, Rust will always display that nickname instead. Max Gibbs, the only gameplay setting that can noticeably affect performance. It controls the debris shown when building parts are destroyed. The lowest value available in the menu is 0, which means no more than one destroyed item is rendered at a time. However, through the console, you can set it to -1, which disables debris completely, which is useful during raids. There are also two hidden settings that control debris. One for their render distance, and one for how long they stay before disappearing. The first one can be added to launch options with a value of 0, which completely disables debris. Although keep in mind, this also disables destruction sounds. Upgrade effects plays a flashy and fairly loud animation when you upgrade a building block. Totally a matter of personal taste. I personally find it annoying and distracting, but some players might enjoy it. RGB lighting. Integration with lighting on some SteelSeries and Razer devices. It changes your keyboard, mouse, or headset lighting depending on what's happening in-game. There are 3 related settings, one in the main menu for brightness, and 2 others to fine-tune the color tones. Now we move to the user interface tab. There are also 2 hidden settings that control debris. One for their render distance, and one for how long they stay before disappearing. The first one can be added to launch options with a value of 0, which completely disables debris. Although keep in mind, this also disables destruction sounds. Upgrade effects plays a flashy and fairly loud animation when you upgrade a building block. Totally a matter of personal taste. I personally find it annoying and distracting, but some players might enjoy it. RGB lighting. Integration with lighting on some SteelSeries and Razer devices. It changes your keyboard, mouse, or headset lighting depending on what's happening in-game. There are 3 related settings. One in the main menu for brightness, and 2 others to fine-tune the color tones. Now we move to the user interface tab. Language controls the UI language. Pretty self-explanatory. User interface scale. My recommendation here hasn't changed. It depends on your monitor's diagonal size. A 21-inch screen matches a scale of 1.0. Then, reduce it by 0.1 for every additional 2 inches. So, for a 27-inch monitor, the optimal scale would be around 0.7 in my opinion. Show HUD. Mostly useless on its own, but can be used in binds or to take clean screenshots. Show chat. Disables all in-game chat, including system notifications and admin messages. I don't recommend turning it off. If chat spam is what's bothering you, use the next option instead. It doesn't fully disable chat, but hides all messages from global chat, /commands, error messages, and private messages will still appear. Auto switch, chat channel. automatically switches you to the clan or global chat when you join or leave a team and shows a message about it in chat, as useful as an eggshell splitter. Version text displays a small translucent version number in the bottom corner. It serves no real purpose for regular players, so I recommend turning it off. I also suggest turning off the error display in the top left corner of the screen. There's a separate console command for that. Player name tags, definitely keep this on. Without it, the game becomes borderline unplayable, even in solo. This setting shows player names as well as the dots above their heads, extremely useful in many situations. Game tips. A misleading setting. Players often think it controls pop-up tips, but it actually doesn't. It only controls those little objectives that appear in the top left corner. Even for beginners, those tasks are pointless. Just turn this off. As for the actual pop-up tips, unfortunately, they can't be fully disabled anymore, but you can get rid of some of them. For example, cargo ship, Chinook, and airdrop alerts. Use the console command shown on screen. This can be helpful for content recording. Inventory player model. I highly recommend not turning this off, especially for beginners. Without the model, it's much harder to keep track of your gear. You might run into a fight with no armor on. Disabling it can improve FPS in the inventory screen, but honestly, who needs high frame rate in their inventory? One thing you can and should turn off though is the leg model, the view of your own legs in first person. There's a console command for that. Disable it and enjoy much cleaner aim when shooting downward. Hide text while in ADS. This setting shifts and darkens UI elements while aiming down sights, making it easier to see. Super useful when shooting through narrow gaps like reinforced doors. Block emoji, block emoji animations, and block server emoji. All three control how emojis are displayed in the in-game chat, including custom ones added by server admins. Whether you disable them is up to you. Death marker on compass, a handy feature that helps you find your body in bushes or at night. Highly recommended. Show use bind, a relatively new setting. Disabling it reduces screen clutter. Beginners should leave it on, but more experienced players may want to turn it off. Interaction crosshair mode works similarly to the previous setting. It lets you hide not just the interaction bind key, but also the text and even the icons on your screen. It's a personal preference, but I wouldn't recommend hiding the icons. Show belt bar binds, shows numbers under your hotbar slots. Might be useful if you use custom key binds. Numbered map markers automatically assigns a number to each new map marker. Personally, I find the numbers annoying, so I keep them off, but some players find them helpful. Default map marker color lets you set a single default color for all new markers. Doesn't prevent you from manually changing icons or colors later. For more precise map control, I suggest checking out these hidden settings. They control whether quests, sleeping bags, and vending machines appear on the map. But the most useful map setting, both for beginners and for chads, is auto-centering the map on your character. Set up this bind now Whenever you open the map, your character will always be centered. Allow Discord provisional account. Lets you avoid linking your personal Discord account to the game. Now we move to the Gestures tab. Here, you can assign specific emotes to different slots. Overall, this menu could be considered useless, if not for one absurdly long and unpronounceable command. When enabled, it lets you add admin binds to your gesture wheel, useful for cinematic shots or just to mess with friends on servers where you have admin permissions. We're not touching sound, control, or graphics settings yet. Next is a full section for adjusting the colors of various bright UI elements, like the bottom right status bars, player name colors, building outlines, lasers, etc. Out of all these, the only one I really recommend adjusting is the tree marker color. Set it to orange. It makes the X marks more visible at night. Also, the Esports Guild says blue crosshairs make aiming easier. Whether that's true or not, I'll leave it up to you. By the way, IO input and output arrow color, that's for those same arrows on electrical and industrial objects we enabled earlier. Block inventory screen input. Make sure this is turned off. It lets you move while your inventory is open. UI navigation events. This is only needed if you're using a non-standard input method, like a controller. Disable it if you're on mouse and keyboard. DPV camera tilt. Controls camera tilt when driving a water scooter. If the leaning makes you nauseous, turn this off. And now, a few more hidden console commands. One controls the skin sorting order in the crafting and repair bench menus. When enabled, it sorts skins by most recently used. Another controls the crafting delay in the menu. Set it to 0 to completely remove the delay when quick crafting. And then, there's the overhyped one that switches your weapon hand. It has a visual bug. After changing hands, the flame from a loaded arrow disappears forever, which can make aiming a lot easier. Lastly, you can tweak how item pickup notifications appear. There are two commands for this. The first toggles the display mode of pickup messages. 0 is the old mode. It just shows the number of items gained. 1 is the new one. It also shows how many you already had. The second command only works in the new mode and splits each item into a separate notification, showing them one by one. This all comes down to preference. Personally, I find the current default cleaner, but I'm sure some of you out there are loyal fans of the classic version that spams the entire screen. Let's start by locking in a performance baseline with a completely blind benchmark test. Open Steam, right-click Rust, and choose Browse Local Files to open the game's directory. Download the archive called Benchmark from the link in the video description and extract it right into that folder. Enter this console command and wait about 3 minutes. The game will automatically run a performance test using your current settings and save the results to a separate file. We'll come back to that file later to compare before and after.
This is the iPhone 17, and this is the new Ridge case. And check this out. This is not your average phone case.
Results. When tuning your graphic settings, never rely on how the game feels or what FPS you see in a specific scene. Those impressions are usually misleading. If you really want to know whether your FPS improved or not, you need a proper benchmark. Next step, turn all graphic settings down to 0. Everything you see in the graphics and image effects tabs. Set it to the lowest or first value. Also, open your launch options and make sure the field is completely empty. If there's anything written there, delete it all. Let's move on to the actual graphics optimization. Again, there's no need to join a server at this point. You can't objectively assess FPS differences without proper testing, so just trust my benchmarks if you want the best result. First, let's set your field of view in the gameplay tab. I recommend setting it to the maximum. This gives you the widest view and lets you spot more objects in your surroundings. To compensate for the zoomed out feel, I suggest setting up this bind. When you hold the assigned key, your FOV will temporarily drop to 70, basically giving you a binocular effect. I personally use the side button on my mouse. Super convenient. You can also try setting this console command to 0. It slightly changes how weapons are displayed in your hands. I personally prefer the default, but again, it's up to you. Now don't forget to open the screen tab. Set your resolution to the maximum available. Unless you're a die-hard fan of stretched resolutions, don't lower it, whether you're on a high-end PC or a low-end laptop. If you do play on square resolutions, it's better to set them through Windows display settings, not in-game. Otherwise, you risk losing a ton of FPS for no reason. As for screen mode, Rust now only offers borderless full screen and windowed. In every case, windowed mode is worse for performance and also less comfortable to play in. Some of you may remember that before the industrial update, Rust used to have a third mode, exclusive full screen. It was removed when the devs upgraded the game to a newer Unity version because it started tanking FPS. Some players continue to force this mode through launch options using this command right here. So here's the deal. If you ever see a guide released after February 2nd, 2023, recommending this command, ignore it completely and move on. Why? Because in every scene where your GPU isn't running at 100% load, you'll experience massive frame rate drops, just because of one command. VSync is a technology that prevents your frame rate from going above your monitor's refresh rate. Nowadays, most modern monitors come with built-in FreeSync or G-Sync support. If yours does too, feel free to turn VSync off. The only reason to keep it on is if you're getting weird screen tearing like this. If you notice visual breaks or splits on the screen, turning on VSync can help. It will cap your frame rate to match your monitor's refresh rate and eliminate those tears. FPS limit. This lets you manually cap your frame rate using a slider. I highly recommend setting a hard FPS limit for everyone. If you've got a high-end PC, crank the slider to the max. This will prevent your GPU from rendering thousands of frames per second on the server loading screen, which causes your hardware to coil whine like crazy. If you're on a lower-end PC and your FPS jumps wildly between 30 and 50, it might be better to limit your frame rate to something stable like 40 FPS. That way, your gameplay will feel smoother, and frame time won't bounce all over the place. Also, I suggest enabling these two options. This prevents your PC from rendering unnecessary frames when you are not actively playing, helping to reduce temperatures and power usage. Now let's move to the main Graphics tab, where all the real magic happens. Render scale. This is the setting I recommend using instead of lowering your actual screen resolution. It reduces the resolution of in-game rendering without turning your UI into a blurry mess. If you're on a mid-range or high-end PC, set it to maximum. If not, test it out and check your benchmark results to find the sweet spot, global rendering and global render distance. Both of these settings are currently useless and don't do anything in the game. Shader level. This controls the rendering of terrain and rocks. It used to have 600 values, now it has 6. But honestly, I still think there are only 4 real levels. Yes, technically something changes between values 5 and 6, but as a player you won't see a difference. Don't set it below 1. The 3% FPS gain is not worth turning your game into potato mode, like a mobile game. Even if you're a hardcore PvPer, I wouldn't recommend it. Lower values make textures look a bit blurrier, which can help spot enemies, but they also become much darker. For weak PCs, I'd recommend setting it to 3. It offers good performance and decent texture quality. If you care about visuals, don't be afraid to sacrifice a few frames and go all the way up. Close up, the difference might seem minor, but at long distances, textures become much more detailed. And by all the way up, I mean value 5, not 6, because visually, 6 doesn't improve anything. Now, if you're playing Rust on integrated graphics, meaning you don't have a dedicated GPU, try setting shader quality to 0 and run the benchmark. Shaders use a lot of VRAM, so disabling them completely could significantly boost your FPS.
I think I'm gonna need one more bag.
Low power non-members get a...
Draw distance. This setting determines how far out objects will be rendered. Here you have 2 options. If you're playing on a weak laptop or old PC, try setting it to minimum. Downsides. It'll be harder to track helicopters, spot airdrops, or see the oil rig or cargo ship from afar. But the upside? You'll gain about 5% more performance, with very little visual quality loss. Just keep in mind, this gain mostly applies to simple scenes like beaches, oceans, or underground tunnels. If your PC is decent, just max it out and don't overthink it. Also, for some weird reason, changing draw distance affects shadow quality. The lower the draw distance, the better the shadows look. Yeah, don't ask, just accept it and move on. Parallax mapping. Another useless setting. It used to simulate a fake 3D ground effect and would tank your frame rate, but it no longer works at all. Turn it off and move on. Water quality. This setting changed after storms were introduced. It now affects only salt water, meaning oceans, and has no effect on rivers, lakes, oases, or swamps. It drains performance in every scene, even if there's no ocean nearby, and it has a noticeable impact. The only reason to turn this above 0 is if you're recording content. If you're just playing normally, set it to 0. Water reflections. Unlike water quality, this affects all water types and actually improves visuals. It doesn't hurt FPS in areas without water either. If you've got a strong PC, max it out. Grass displacement. When enabled, grass bends when touched by objects. Super helpful for spotting guns around bodies. I recommend turning it on. Also make sure this command is set to 1. It's responsible for the highlight outlining of dropped items. Without it is rough, but if you're taking clean screenshots, you might want to turn it off temporarily. Another interesting hidden command. It controls foot deformation, how character feet adapt to the terrain. There are 2 related commands for render distance and update frequency of this effect. I didn't notice much FPS impact, but on very weak systems, it might matter. If you want to squeeze out a few extra frames, or you're bothered by the weird foot movement, feel free to turn it off. You can also try disabling this one. It's responsible for subsurface light scattering on characters. When enabled, it makes player models look a bit more 3D and natural. Let's go back to the menu and give the grass some volume by enabling grass shadows. This setting isn't very demanding, but it makes the image noticeably more pleasant. NVIDIA Reflex Mode. In theory, it greatly reduces input lag. I actually made a whole video on it, testing with 960 FPS slow-mo recordings, and found literally no difference. It also has no effect on FPS, so if you trust NVIDIA, go ahead and turn it on. But don't enable NVIDIA Reflex Latency Marker. That's just a white box that appears when you click. You don't need it. Precise Terrain Billboards, a new setting that affects neither visuals nor performance. Not even worth commenting on. Just turn it off. Soft particles. When off, you get this soft glowing effect around fire that actually looks pretty awesome. It has 0 impact on FPS. The esports crowd turns it off. Everyone else, turn it on and enjoy the fiery visuals. Pixel light count. A weird setting that can make some objects overexposed and also reduces visibility through certain transparent objects. It does affect performance, but only when those specific objects are nearby. Since it also makes some windows harder to see through, I recommend turning it off. Particle raycast budget. Yet another useless setting. No graphical effect, no FPS change. Turn off. LOD bias controls how detailed assets appear based on distance. This used to be a hidden setting, tied to your general graphics preset. On lowest graphics, it was set to 0.5. On ultra, it was set to 1.0. And that's exactly the logic I recommend. Weak PC, set it to 0.5. Mid-range PC, around 0.75 to 0.8. Powerful PC, set it to 1.0 and don't go above it. Going higher won't make things prettier, just kills your FPS. This setting also affects animal render distance. But don't worry, even at 0.5, animals will still render from tens of meters away. Texture bitmaps, arguably the most important graphics setting. It controls controls texture quality for buildings, rocks, characters, inventory icons, and more. Set it based on your GPU, weak 1/4 resolution, mid-range PC, half resolution, top-tier GPU, go full resolution, integrated graphics, minimum textures only. This slider eats a lot of VRAM, so scale accordingly. Anisotropic filtering improves how flat surfaces look at an angle, like terrain or structures. Its effectiveness depends on your shader quality and object quality settings. If you're playing on minimum settings, you won't notice any difference at all. If your system isn't ancient and you're not on lowest settings, I recommend turning it on at least a little bit. As for the filtering mode, don't worry about it. I had to use a magnifying glass and still barely saw any difference between modes. What really matters
If I were him, I'd bundle my home and auto and pick up the real victory. Savings.
Are you talking about bowling?
No.
is the level. As usual, with the best devs from the best game, the number of slider values has nothing to do with the actual levels of filtering. Off and 1 look identical, 2 and 3 look the same, 4 and 5, same again, 6 and 7, yep, also the same. Everything above 8 looks identical. So in reality, we only have 4 real options, 2, 4, 6, and 8 plus. And guess what? All of them give the exact same FPS. So you've got 2 real choices. Turn it off and gain a couple of extra frames at the cost of blurriness, or set it to 8 or higher and enjoy the cleanest visuals. Shadows. Previously, the most important shadow setting wasn't even in the menu. It was a console-only command called Shadow Mode. Recently, a new toggle appeared, Shadow Mask Mode, and for a moment, I thought the devs finally fixed things. But nope, it's a completely different parameter that does absolutely nothing. Like, literally, it has 0 effect. So, here's what I decided. Forget the in-game shadow menu. Just use my pre-built shadow presets. There are 3 of them. First preset, soft, slightly blurry shadows. Perfect for low-end PCs or sweaty PvP players. For comparison, here's what the in-game lowest setting looks like. And the FPS difference was under 1% in benchmark. Second preset, for people who like crisp, defined shadows. I personally find it too sharp, but you might like it. Costs around 5% more performance than the first one. Third preset, the best visuals combining sharpness and softness. Eats another couple percent of your frames. For context, here's what the maximum possible shadows look like in Rust. And guess what? They consume 12% more FPS than the third preset. Yes, you heard that right. The visual difference between this and this equals 12% FPS gone. All thanks to using that same Shadow Mode console command that still hasn't been added to the menu. I've written a full step-by-step guide for setting up each of these 3 shadow presets. You can find it in a post, link. In the description, title. Shadow presets. The link goes to my Patreon page. Once you've picked a preset, just make sure to disable all the junk shadow related settings. Quality, shadow mask mode, and max shadow lights. That last one is especially nasty. Not only does it drain FPS when many light sources are nearby, but it can also make you blind to enemies. They'll see you, but you won't see them. Double check that this setting is turned off. For your convenience, my team and I are also working on a separate tool called Rust Tweaker. It will include all the best hidden settings, let you apply the most important keybinds without typing them manually, tweak graphics for any type of system without even launching Rust, and save load full configs. It's not finished yet, but if you're watching this video after release day, check the pinned comment. Once it's ready, I'll post a link there. Particle quality. I spent a long time trying to figure out what this even does. Turns out, it only affects how smoke from large furnaces is rendered. Set it to 0 and forget it. Object quality. This affects how rocks and buildings are drawn. Don't go above 150, especially on build-heavy servers. High-end PC, set to 150, mid-range, 70 to 100, low-end, 30 to 50. Tree quality. Improves the look of trees and increases their render distance. Set it to the same value as object quality. If you're taking screenshots or recording content, you can use the console to push this way above max, even up to 500. But performance will tank accordingly. If you're a competitive player, I also recommend turning this up, so trees render from farther away and enemies can't hide behind flat billboards. Max tree meshes. This controls how many trees can be drawn at the same time. It's not that useful, and it kills frame rate when raised too high. Keep it below 50. Also, don't forget this hidden setting. It adds shadows to flat, non-rendered objects. Looks great, but in forests, it can really hurt visibility. If you care about visuals more than PvP, turn it on. Terrain quality. Set this to max unless you're really desperate. Doesn't impact FPS much, but it improves hill contours, which makes aiming easier. Grass quality. Honestly, it should be called grass quantity, not quality. It increases the number of grass bushes at medium distances. Makes the game look better, but harder to shoot. If you're a PvP sweat, turn it off. If you're here for visuals, crank it up. Decor quality. Another useless setting. It used to affect things like grass flowers and other small decorative elements, but now it does absolutely nothing. Moving on to the image effects tab. Depth of field. Adds artificial blur to simulate camera focus. It's meant for cinematic screenshots and content creation, and has a ton of tweakable parameters, but for regular gameplay, just turn it off and move on. Ambient occlusion. This one adds shadows where objects meet each other, and it's one of the main ingredients for a beautiful image in Rust. If you're a competitive player, or on a low-end PC, turn it off. If you've got a powerful setup, then definitely leave it on. If your rig is somewhere in the middle, you'll need to decide whether you want 6 to 7% more FPS or better looking shadows. High quality bloom and lens dirt. Surprisingly, both of these also no longer work. They have no visible effect on graphics or performance. Motion blur. Smooths out transitions between frames, adding a sort of blur when turning the camera quickly. Don't use this if you ever experience stutters or frame drops. Any freeze will massively blur your screen and make things uncomfortable. If your performance is rock solid, feel free to experiment. By itself, this setting doesn't affect performance much.
Listen, pay $14.99 a month for a streaming app, and $9.99 a month for a music app, and $12.99 for
God rays. Those sunbeams coming through trees or buildings. Nice to look at, but not really necessary. If you're here to play, not gawk at graphics, just turn it off. Sharpen artificially increases image clarity. Highly recommended for everyone. Makes it easier to spot enemies with 0 FPS cost. Vignetting darkens the edges of the screen. Completely useless. Just disable it. Hurt flash blurs the edges of the screen at low health. Just another thing that reduces your visibility. Blood overlay adds a red tint to the screen when you're low on health. It only works if hurt flash and show blood are both enabled. But since we're disabling hurt flash, this won't even work. Just turn it off too. Now we move on to the final graphics tab. Experimental. Occlusion culling. This one should be enabled. It tells the game not to render objects that are completely hidden behind others, which improves performance. If, for some reason, enabling it causes stuttering, turn it back off, but that's very rare. Also, check your console settings. Make sure safe occlusion culling is disabled. If you ever accidentally turned it on, it could be stealing FPS to this day. Contact shadows. Only enable this if you've got a top-tier PC. Despite looking simple, this setting can tank performance, even though it does improve visual richness. Automatic processor affinity. Keep this enabled, unless you really know how to manually assign threads on your CPU. If you want a deep dive on this and the 2 related options, check the link in the description titled CPU Affinity. GC Buffer. Controls the buffer size for Rust's temporary files, and it draws from your RAM. If you have 32 gigabytes or more, max it out. If you've got 16 gigabytes, set it somewhere in the middle. If you have less than 16 gigabytes, lower it until the game stops freezing, especially if you see this warning in the corner of your screen. Besides adjusting this slider, I highly recommend binding this specific console command to a key you press every now and then. For example, your map key. Yes, the map will open with a slight delay, but it will drastically reduce the chance of a freeze during PvP. Ideally, assign the command to a free key and press it every 10 to 20 minutes. But since that's a hassle, binding it to your map key is a good compromise. Now we're down to the final 3 settings, which I've saved for last on purpose, because these are highly individual, and you'll want to test them yourself on an actual server. Let's start with DLAA. It only works on RTX graphics cards, and it's an AI-powered anti-aliasing method, designed to smooth out the jagged pixel edges along objects. DLAA does a fantastic job at softening those edges, almost flawless visually, but it does consume slightly more performance than traditional anti-aliasing. That said, you might notice some visual glitches. For example, when you move your camera quickly, reflections on water may lag behind slightly, which can look a bit odd. If that kind of trade-off doesn't sound great to you, you might want to try DLSS instead. It's a completely different technology, but from a player's perspective, it also uses AI to improve visuals and performance. However, DLSS tends to introduce more visible distortions, but in exchange, it can massively boost your FPS. It works by upscaling frames using AI, and the amount of distortion versus performance gain depends on your GPU model and quality setting. The only DLSS mode I'd personally recommend testing is quality mode. Other modes introduce too many artifacts. But in quality mode, the FPS gain can be significant, and image distortion is barely noticeable. So who is DLSS actually for? I'd say it's best for people with powerful PCs and high refresh rate monitors, who are already pushing 150 plus FPS. DLSS can bump you from 150 to 200 FPS, while keeping the visual glitches to a minimum. For example, my monitor runs at 165 Hz, and my PC delivers 140. I enable DLSS in quality mode, and in that case, it actually helps. But outside of those specific scenarios, your best bet is to stick with traditional anti-aliasing. No AI, just the regular stuff. You'll see 3 options to choose from, and the best way to decide is to spend a day with each one and pick whatever feels best to you. Some players even prefer to turn anti-aliasing off completely, and that's totally valid too. I also strongly recommend joining a real multiplayer server, the one you normally play on, and opening your Steam settings. Under the in-game tab, turn on the GPU usage monitor. Watch it during gameplay. And if your GPU load doesn't hit 95%, you can safely increase a few settings you were unsure about. It'll have little to no impact on your FPS. Here's a comparison. These clips show minimum and maximum settings, both recorded on a Core i5. As you can see, when the GPU isn't fully loaded, the frame rates are nearly identical. The goal is to push your GPU as close to 100% usage as possible. That's how you know your hardware is being used efficiently. If you want to learn more about this topic, and how to optimize your PC specifically for Rust, check out my previous video on optimization. And now that we've made it through the main part of the video, I want to say a huge thank you to these amazing people. After the last...
Let's jump back in and see if this helps. See if I can at least play. We're gonna shut this down. We're gonna try again. Back in my settings real fast. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me play. I might have to like F1 kill or something. Try to F1 maybe. Once I'm in. Maybe I can spawn outside. Instead of standing up. We'll see. Try to spawn outside the base and see if this helps. Try here. Ha!
Don't worry that for me.
Dutch, are you in right now?
Yeah, he's perfectly fine.
Are you inside the
Dude, I just went through and tried to fix all my settings and I fucking still can't load in.
I can't load it either.
Yeah. It's cooked.
Someone place more stuff now?
Oh, I'm crashing.
Double it.
Fuck me, I just fell through the map. I'm lost.
Is someone play some more entities down?
Oh my god, bro. Not again, dude.
Yeah, I was running around this morning and it was fine, and now it's just doing the same shit it was last night.
Dude, someone must have did something. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
I was having 70 frames a second ago.
Yeah, I even tried to. I tried to F1. I spawned in my I was sleeping in my base. I tried to F1 and spawn out, and it instantly right back to my fucking home screen.
Dude, someone had to place more stuff down. There's no way.
It's the lights. I'm telling you, you can't have too many lights on. The lights do it.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
like that
just
in
the
another
lights.
game.
I think it's I mean, hey, look, I was talking about building nearby.
The autocrafter stuff.
Autocrafter stuff could be doing it, and furnaces. If someone has a whole bunch of furnaces going.
Yeah, I
don't
think.
they should be allowed to build any more bases. They have, if, not near us at least, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
We're building
dude.
far away.
Yeah, I can't even load into
They
the
wanna build a
server.
base. They need to go somewhere else and build a base. They can't build it next to us anymore.
I F1. I'm gonna try to load into the server one more time to see if the menu even pulls up for me to just respawn on the beach. But if that doesn't work, it's probably cooked for me. Honestly, I'm like, cause I'm right in the middle of it. Like I'm in the middle of everything. Like I've got everybody's base around me. I got two of Pizza's bases. Bad Miller, y'all, and the fucking town hall. Like all within like.
Yo, anybody know the guest codes for town hall? We can get if someone has access to TC, we can pick up some stuff and just put it in a box for it.
My game just crashed, bro. What?
Dave, I want to smoke some weed. Can you grind up some weed?
Okay. I'm on the server. I'm gonna try respawning. I'm just gonna respawn anywhere. Okay. Yeah, dude. And it's fine. I'm at like 100 FPS plus.
It is her base.
Because I jumped in the call maybe half an hour ago before I started watching that movie, and it was like, they said that they were fine in that base. And now they're gone.
I don't care what they said. If someone
Yeah,
wants
as
to
soon
have
as they're
fight-
gone, it's doing it. Because I just left 30 minutes ago to go mow the grass. So what the fuck? We were raiding and what we were
We're far enough away from the damn base.
Yeah, I think I might try I think I'm going to try a weekly tomorrow. I'm going to do a Monday server tomorrow, probably.
Go back in, able to move around again. Maybe FPS. Moving around.
Using my body to use the electricity. 5 seconds.
As soon as I get to the bottom, it's decent. They had it on the side for a while.
Bro. That sucks. I have 8K bolting on me. Poor kid.
I know, I see a dead body next to you, and there's a backpack.
Yeah, bro. It's all my shit. I can't even wake up. It just keeps kicking me off.
Same, that's what's happened to me. I couldn't even spawn in my base.
Won't be here. I think he is. I thought I just crashed on the roof for a second. Oh crap. the dude on a horse, but I only could see him for a second.
I wouldn't doubt, and it's not a bad strategy, but it fucks your team over. If they did something like that to not pretty much make themselves unrateable.
Oh, yeah.
DC, as soon as you get to the area.
Yeah. I mean, the only hard thing is you can't get into your base for upkeep.
Who's
The guy
chairman?
I'm back
Chair,
in our
he's
base, bro.
he's been with us. He's with us.
Back in our basement, flagged out. Say it ain't so.
No. Maybe if I can get in there and pick up
Bro,
some
I
stuff.
see you
Like,
jumping around me.
I'm wondering like how much longer it is till the admin comes in and like just fucking nukes the whole village.
So bad. It's so bad.
Like you know it's coming. Like you know it's coming. It's got to be tonight.
If we get raided.
No, by the admin. I think the admin's gonna fucking nuke the whole village.
Just get on nuke the town hall.
Fuck, bro.
I got red lighting on my screen. I better get out of this region. Oh, and I felt this blow.
Nuke the center of the damn town hall and then we'll be fine.
Dude.
To save everybody's base, you might as well sacrifice that town hall.
Yeah,
game
take
crashed
the,
again.
if we
Beetle
take
will
that out
flip.
and just build a normal size base, it wouldn't be lagging.
For half the size, at least, yeah.
Or just take out half the decorations in there. That's what it probably is.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
how
them
many
there,
objects there are.
Yeah, it's there's so much stuff in that base that she's put down for decoration is probably what's causing it.
Yeah.
I think she has like lights across all the ceilings and stuff in there. Seats, chairs, bean beds for everybody
Oh yeah.
all around the building. So it's like you just pick it up.
Like it's a cool build, but unfortunately, I think it's got to go.
I think it has to go,
She's
man.
gonna be
Like,
really
it's
sad.
so, but it has to go. It's fucking all us over.
Yeah. And that's funny because like we've lived in some fucking huge bases. It is. It's probably all
We
the
didn't get
objects.
decoration stuff.
I don't mind
Yeah.
helping them give supplies to build a smaller one, let that one big one go.
Yeah. Even if they were to do it like not in the village, like I think if they were to do it, I don't know, man. But then it wouldn't have the protection that it needed either, I guess.
It's so big that heli gets in it like it's a monument.
Just look at it as like this. Is it worth the sacrifice allowing your fellow villagers not being able to play the video game?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's literally unplayable for me.
At all. Yeah, it's just fucked up.
Like I couldn't even spawn into my base to despawn stuff out of my own base either. Like that's the thing.
I know it's not on purpose, but it's
Yeah.
getting worse. Worse enough to where Wolfie told his admin literally told someone that they're gonna fucking find a way to get us raided or something.
Oh yeah, the admins gave up our code.
Is that not a sign? Like, why aren't we listening to the admin? Like,
Yeah,
hello?
the admin's like giving up our location for a MLRS strike.
Was that it? No, you can have it if you need it.
I'm only on
Dutch, you can't play at all? You can't even go on another part of the map?
No, I'm gonna see if I can get to where I can kill myself real quick.
I'll drop you back somewhere else. My base got raided. I'm moving. I'm moving too. I'm gonna move out. I'm building the same base somewhere else.
Is there somebody running around our base or no?
Plus, there's a person.
How?
Any of us in our base?
That might be Chair.
Pimp's the only one that might be closed.
Chairman said he like his chairman. You're not a team, right?
Yep. fine. I got 60 frames.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see him
no.
down there.
Yeah, you can't allow it either.
I got
Rose
a good
nest
view
now.
on chair right now.
I'm in our tower base. Someone tried to run from our tower base over.
Were you able to get all your stuff nasty in the back half of it?
Yeah, and then I got inside our main compound and crashed out again, so.
Something happened.
Do we have decoration stuff? Do we need to take down wallpapers? Can we take
Seem
down
to say
wallpapers
wallpaper
in our
didn't,
base?
didn't make a difference, but I think it's the lights. So I have some lighting in my base. I could try to get out,
We don't
but
got any lights in our base. It's pitch black when they're night.
as soon as I got close, I crashed last night. So I'm assuming it's gonna happen again.
Crashing down here?
Ooh, the hotel's going to go raid someone. They're running around with rockets in their back.
Should go raid us.
Really?
They're
No,
going
I said,
to
I'm
Stone
sorry.
River.
I was saying I think they should raid us.
Counter? The new name?
Counter, bro.
moment to
Can't
give
even
your
get our
semi-tapper.
gear, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Me counter? Because I was the only one able to play?
Yep. 1v4, go get him.
There's 4 of them?
I don't know, I'm joking. I don't really know.
Probably like 10 or 12 of them.
I'm just trying to get on and get my stuff inside.
I'm losing frames as I go down the tower.
Dude, I'm racing a pig on a bike. Oh no, I fucking.
Where does Wolfie keep the cooked cheese at?
Hello.
In farm base, left of the mannequin or under the mannequin.
Down below, first floor?
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody have Team Blue to add me to Team UI or?
We're having
No.
problems right
I
now.
mean, I don't think.
Dude, I'm lagging as I'm running over to the damn base.
We can't. I can't spawn in my own main base because the.
Type in chat, bro.
There you go.
Okay.
What if we start picking up bads? You think bads affected any?
Because we left at
No.
that time, I got raided.
It's literally the lighting. I've got it. I'm sure it's the lighting, and it's just the sheer number of objects. So like any
Did Matt Miller already
decorations.
hop off and is not playing anymore?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm about to change my name and just raid our base.
Oh yeah, this
I'm joking, bartender.
Holy
No, if I
shit,
wasn't if I wasn't joking, I would have already started.
Okay, so I am coming up on the hotel group. I'm already down to 20 frames.
Are you trying to get me
I
to
see
log
you.
out, huh?
No, I'm trying to get my hit back.
Okay,
That's
ready?
what I'm trying to do too. I'm right next to the
3,
garage.
2. I'm gonna pick up your stuff and I'm gonna try to run.
I'm coming back in. I'm coming.
Come on, come on, come on. I got your stuff. Can I get away
Mine?
from base?
You log out.
I got Strongs. I'm doing one at
You
a
got
time.
strongs?
About to smoke with
Back
AK,
to the
dude.
base. Kill me.
Who's shooting?
Dead. I crashed. Damn it.
I got nasties.
Can you just put it in the garage, Dutch?
Yeah, I'm actually.
We
Can I
don't
just
have- we
use
don't
yours real
have
quick? I'm
decorations.
gonna go farm.
Can you use my whole kids and go farm?
Alright, I'll depot your. I'll depot.
You got nasty stuff? Are you gonna farm?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I
I'm
can.
gonna
If I
get
can
it.
spawn on tower base, I can hold for you.
Did you say the hotel was going to raid?
I don't know who they're gonna raid. They're going east down the river.
How many did you see?
3.
3? Count it.
Yeah, that's it.
The rocket raid.
I don't even know if this hotel is having any problems. I don't know how the grid system works. I don't know if it's per grid. It can only have 67 for the thing, or if it's per like 4 grid.
metal 2x2.
Is there a way to? I wonder if there's a way to tell how much is like on her base specifically. No.
A lot.
I can't tell if it's someone's base. It's either Miller's or Pizza's because we're despawning right there. We're DCing right there.
Okay. Moment of truth. Coming up on Y'all's compound in Miller's base. I'm at the turret pod.
That thing's crashing out all the way over 2 grids away. That's gotta go or it's gonna ruin the whole game.
Did you get my kit?
Well, no, that's my thing. Is that the admin will probably
I
take
got
it
your
out.
kit. I got kits though. After I killed you.
Who wants to go farm
I made it a
MRLS
little bit
rockets?
farther away, bro.
Let's get it done.
Let me do this node run and let's go do some MRLS rockets. We got a mission now.
Where are we going? We're going to oil or are we going to fucking lab?
Creeping up to my base. Oh, dude, yeah. Yep, falling through the map.
Red card.
Nice knowing you, fellas. As soon as I got between Steve and Miller's base, dude, it's gone. Steve's new base and Miller's. I can't even
Wait, we got
approach
mini. We
my
can do
base.
large rig.
This screen is wild.
2 of us can do large rig.
Loading back in. Not crash on me. Okay. I think the plan is just to look at the floor at all times now.
I wish there was a way to like hide her base on our screen or something.
What if we shrink our render distance?
There
It's
it
like
goes.
a
I'm
quarter of
out.
a grid.
Yep.
It just...
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna probably get on a Monday wipe tomorrow. Fuck this. I don't know if I even want to restart. Yeah.
Alright, bud.
It's all good.
Yo, super.
I was actually almost like that, bro, but
Everybody KO4. That's everybody, right?
I'm away from the base finally, and I can finally move.
I got a whole base in my pocket. I'm looking for a place to put it down.
Oh no. No, I'm falling through the floor again.
You
Holy
picked up.
shit.
Did you pick up your stuff when you died?
No, I couldn't even get outside the compound. Next fight, you gotta make base more fun part. This is ridiculous.
Or just not have a massive base with a whole bunch of damn
Well,
decorations.
we kind of did, to be honest. We weren't really next to each other originally.
I bet you if we had all these bases and there wasn't a whole bunch of like stuff in her base and it was just
Yeah,
Normal
can we,
base.
like,
normal
can we
base.
get her to take the decorations and shit
She
out?
hopped off, bro. And then if one of us has guest codes, somebody needs to go in there and just pick stuff up and throw it all in a box or something.
I doubt they gave us TC access.
No, she would never.
Wolf is the only one.
I don't even know if
he
Wolf
might not
does.
do it.
I doubt
No,
it.
Wolf for sure got
does.
it.
Oh, really? They're like that? Okay.
Yeah. He's been non-stop.
Well, that's
in Call
good.
of
That's
Duty.
good. We can use that to our advantage, right?
But we gotta get him to do it. That's
Well, let's
the
talk to
thing.
him. Put him in, coach.
He's in here.
He's here, but he's just
Wolfie!
He's AFK.
We need your support, Wolfie.
He's the only one that can do it.
You're the only one. Start singing to him, dude. Maybe he'll come.
Well, that sucks.
Come.
Okay.
Dude, let's read this big base.
They're all in one pin or separate?
Yeah, I wonder how like a Monday wipe to get to tier 2. I was watching fucking William. Took him 7 hours.
God.
And he bought
That's
2.
a struggle.
Yeah, solo, dude, with this shit. Could you imagine having to run green card on wipe?
Unless you did the dive sites.
Atlas isn't bad because you can do dive sites and then the sharks don't move.
Yeah.
Vanilla doesn't feel that vanilla anymore.
No, I like the change. I think that they've just made it too hard to get the BPs for the tier workbenches.
I don't even know how it works yet.
It's 5 in the green card to blue card monuments. Like you get like pieces for that tier 2, and then the red card monuments and locked crates you get pieces for the tier 3.
My airfield next door getting affected by this fucking shit.
It's stuck in the garage. I don't want
secondary base somewhere. So we go do a direct control on it. Go get some more MLS.
Where you at? Let me take all my shit. Take my shit over. Number one. Yeah, it's in Rostovia red box in the very back.
else wanna hop on your game? That's struggling with one. Nessie, struggling. Hop on.
Got my kit?
Yeah. It's gonna be in the very back barrel of the garage, okay?
Can't even spawn in. Try and get my kit.
Where are you at?
In between our base and that
large room.
I don't know if I can get one.
It took me like 20 tries. Alright, where's your base? Where are you at?
Between Matt Miller and our base, but I'm a little bit more towards that turret tower.
Oh, as soon as I go even close to out there, I get red riding. Where you at, Dutch? Oh damn, you're way out there. Alright, I'm going
about to go down.
I'm going for yours now. Super, let's see if we can get it.
Start spam killing myself on the loading screen.
I'm an ace. Let's see.
Me? You found me?
No. Between Mad Miller base and our base, and I'm getting red riding.
Yeah, towards more towards that the tower.
And no, it kicked me completely out.
Yep. Yeah. That's the thing too. Like I was on earlier, and it was Lena and them were both on, and they were both in the town hall, and they were like trying to tell me it's my settings. I was like, okay. Like I'm pretty sure it's not a me problem, but okay. Yep. It's totally cooked. And I'm just not sure I want to like even bother like restarting on this server. You know, it's like coming back in to like fucking AKs and full kits and clans and fucking full bases on a monthly, 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
It's like if we were in our position, yeah, it's fucking fun as shit. Got a whole village like locked down. Like it was fun.
Alright, well, I got all my stuff in a box. I'm gonna go take a break for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see. Maybe we can talk them into fucking trashing their base and starting over or something.
Can we like say something in the village chat or?
I mean, I went to main
Yeah,
chat
like
and
on
just told them
Twitter or
I'm gonna probably play a Monday tomorrow because I'm off the next 2 days and I don't feel like putting up with this, and like I'm not sure I want to start over on a fucking monthly halfway through.
If they don't want to do anything, yeah, probably.
I'll do a weekly, maybe a bi-weekly on Thursday, but go back to Atlas for a couple
Yeah,
weeks
one of the
or
two,
something.
man. Yeah, either switch spots or moving if they can't fix their base.
I could do a Monday fresh wipe and then Thursday switch over to like a fucking.
Were you at
But yeah,
Start
I
raiding
mean,
the hotel.
because I'm in like right in the middle of it. Like you guys can at least kind of spawn in. I can't touch anything on my whole base, and it's like fucking weeks of work just, or a week and a half, 2 weeks of work just cooked. So
Yeah, same.
That's how I'm feeling. I spent so much time putting the SAM crow's nest up.
yep. So
Man,
TV on top, yo. You fucking beat Rust, man. We fucking made that server our bitch. And lessons learned for the next time too. Like, so he starts putting up a huge ass fucking base like that, they're on alert.
I don't think there will be a lesson because she doesn't want to take responsibility for it. So.
Yeah. Oh well, you know, there's other ways to deal with situations like that too.
Another grid away, bro.
Yeah, or explosives.
Yo, I died.
You know, you want to build a town hall? Good luck. Do it outside the village. See how long you last. You want to build that again? Go build that in the desert. See what happens.
right. That shit's people be raiding the shit out of that.
Build that with no support from any of the people around you and see how long you last. You know what I mean?
It's funny.
So, anyway, that's my thought on it. I'm still a little salty. I gotta go back to work, so I'll be back on later.
Yeah.
Alright, buddy.
Later, guys.